I can hear you finally.
I can hear you. Sorry.
Can you hear me?
Hi, everybody. How are you? Mimi. Hi, Sean. I need to let you know that Nancy Olson will likely not be on the call tonight. She said she was drumming tonight.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. That is just fine. We got lots of testimonials tonight anyways, so we will.
Okay.
We'll wait till
She will be
available.
here eventually. I didn't know she was a drummer.
Great. That's great, Mimi. I love your shirt.
Thank you.
Okay.
I have the look. I have the white one right here too. I wore it earlier today.
I love
little
it.
Motivation here.
You see what's above me? I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. It's really cool. Do you see it above my head? Really cool. All right. Well, we are live on Facebook, and I want to welcome everyone
I'm headed there now.
to the ER Shred Come Alive call. And this is my favorite night of the week. I don't know about you guys, but for obvious reasons, for me, it just brings me back. Every time I listen to these testimonials, it brings me back to that feeling of realizing how good I could potentially feel and realizing how bad I felt, and that awakening of, oh my gosh, everything opens up for me. And then this community was born, and this community is special. And you guys will all come to find that the community is super, super special for many, many different reasons. But tonight, before we start, just want to say we do not attempt to cure, treat, prevent any illness. There's been a disclaimer posted on Facebook. There's a disclaimer in our chat. And also wanted to say congratulations to Kathy Peters for becoming a Heart of ER Shred award winner. Thank you so much. Mimi Terrell, who it's named after, is clapping right there for you. We're grateful for you, Kathy. We're grateful for you showing up the way you have and offering up what you have, and you certainly have offered up a lot. A couple other things. Wanted to say about the call last night with Jesse and Jessica. Wow. Just wanted to say wow. And I think we can all agree with that. And thank you, Jessica Tessier, for showing up and for being that superhero that stands tall and shows others the way. That's how I feel about you right now. So thank you for doing that. And Jesse, by the way, you just keep getting better at the interviews. So mad respect for that. You just keep getting better at doing those interviews. So thank you. One other special thank you, guys, and that is, well, first of all, to any of our ER shredders out there who are, who are suffering with any, I got my back brace on, any of those ER shredders out there who are suffering with any kind of illness or have loved ones who are suffering with any kind of sickness or illness. Guys, we're not exempt, right? Like, we are just like, we're doing our best to be healthy. We're doing our best to control what we can control. But there's a lot that's out of our control. And so for any of our ER shredders who have become ill or who are struggling, just know that I was there in the fall, and we love you. And we're thinking about you. And please, guys, offer up your prayers, your positive vibes, your energy, however you do it. Please, do what you do for all of our ER shredders who are struggling out there. There's a couple in particular that I'm aware of, and we love you so much. And I just don't want to violate your privacy, but I just also want to say that. And with that said, this is the last thing I'll say before we start, is that, look at this. Are you kidding me? Are you guys seeing this? So I get this in the mail, and I'm like, what on earth is this? Now, I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is all these beautiful decorative beads. And there's 8,500 beads right here, 8,500 different little individual beads. And this glows at night. And I'm sitting there going, you gotta be kidding me. And this was a gift sent to me by Jesse James Jamnick's mother. And I know how to say her first name, of course, but her last name is Breton, I think, Joyce Breton. And my gosh, like, can I just like that's, guys, she wrote this nice note on the back. She wrote this nice letter, and she says, I am so proud to say I started the new lifestyle at 240 pounds wearing a size 20, and I am now a happy, healthier person at 160 pounds wearing a junior size 11. Now that is just crazy. I'm now loving myself and my new lifestyle like I have never in my life. So thank you so much, sweet Joyce. We love you so much. Thank you so much. And thank you most of all for giving us Jesse, bringing Jesse James Jamnick into the world. And, we sure as hell love him. And I know he learned a lot of his best traits from his family and his mom. So awesome. Thank you. I had to make sure to make a point of that, guys. And I hope you understand. Not a lot of people understand that means a lot to me. It means a great deal to me. I know how much time she did put in to make that. Our first call tonight is our first caller, our first testimonial, Mike Haas. Are you out there? I know you need to go coach hockey tonight, so we got to get to you first, brother. You out there?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. What's up, Mike? How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing really well.
Good. Mike, where are you calling from?
Billings, Montana.
Billings, Montana. Who introduced you to the ER Shred?
My wife had found it through Nancy Molyneux, and she's down in Arizona.
Very cool. Okay.
Yeah.
And give me an idea of, why did you decide to do this and what transpired for you?
I just had my weight had started coming up, and just wasn't feeling all that great. Being locked down with COVID, just everything that has happened in our world the last couple of years. And so I figured I'd give it a shot and see where things happened after the 11 days. And wow, did I feel amazing.
Yeah. Well, at what point did you feel amazing? Tell me more.
Well, I would say that probably after the first 48-hour cleanse, I just was really starting to feel back on track. And then just going through it. And the big thing is that I didn't really have to, I got to eat a lot of the stuff I love. We call it the steak and shake. So, I get to have some steak. I get to have my shakes. I get to have everything I liked. And it was just finding some good snacks that really fit into my, what I liked and into this ER Shred. And then by the end of the 11 days, I do believe I dropped 16 pounds, and I felt amazing and incredible. So I couldn't wait to do the next one.
Okay. So, and when was this?
This was end of June, beginning of July timeframe. I might have completed everything right before the 4th of July.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Hold tight. Hey guys, I just realized if you want to go share this call and, have other people see these testimonials, we want to reach more people. We want to help more people. Our goal is to reach millions with this protocol that's changing people's lives. So you can go share this from my wall on Facebook. It's public, and we'd appreciate if you do so. So Mike, it was 16 pounds, and that was in the 11 days?
Correct.
And what about inches? Did you measure inches off the waist or anything like that?
I didn't do any of the measurements, but I'm basically at the point right now where I have to go get a new wardrobe, so it's kind of nice.
What other benefits did you realize? You said you felt great. What does that look like?
Well, I felt amazing. My inflammation came down, my joints, just playing hockey all these years, my body's been beat up, and when I'm not healthy, I feel a lot of that. And then that just started going away. And I just felt amazing, absolutely amazing, and couldn't wait to do the next one, which was the really cool piece to it too.
You were just like, I'm ready to go again. Did you do another one shortly thereafter?
We did one in July.
Mm-hmm.
We did one in August. And then I had some really, really good results between those three. And then we did one the very beginning of October. And that's when I started inviting people to do it with me.
You started
And-
getting other people on board, right?
Yeah, and I think last week or 2 weeks ago, you talked to Dexter and to Tim.
Yeah,
And
they
those-
said that you guys had shared with them.
Yeah, and so we got them involved in that October one, and by the end of that October one, I was down 30 pounds and just feeling absolutely incredible. And have kind of maintained that through a couple other shreds. I'm on day 10 of one right now. So
Cool. How much are you down altogether now?
30 pounds.
30
I
pounds.
think I think coming into today, I'm officially down like 29 altogether. But yeah, by the end of this 48-hour shred, I should be back down to 30, maybe 31. We'll see where it all ends.
Congratulations and mad props to you. Any other non-scale victory you can think of?
Oh, the big thing with me, and you can talk to my kids about it, is when I don't eat the right stuff, I get gassy. They think it's kind of funny, but it's something that I just don't want to have in my life. And whenever I shred, that all just goes away, and I can just feel it in my body. And then coming back, start reintroducing foods, finding out what works for us, and what works for me. I think that's the pretty awesome piece to it, and what to stay away from. So
Right. Well, I'm gonna move on to the next one only because we got quite a few shares. But man, I would love to. I wish I could dig deeper and say, how's your own personal blueprint and all this stuff, guys. I hope you'll keep showing in the group, show up in the groups, because we actually want to know more. This just kind of, it actually entices us. It actually is like, I want to know more about their story. Hey, baby, thank you so much. I just needed water. But anyway, with that in mind, please, Mike, keep showing up in the groups. Thank you for introducing, Dexter and Tim and anybody else you introduce, because not only are you a hero who took back control over your health, you're the superhero who shared with them. Now you're the warrior, because if you come on this call and you share, it's a rite of passage. You're an official ER Shred warrior now, brother.
Awesome. I love being a warrior.
Yes, sir. So thank you so much. We really do appreciate you, man. And I know we're going to be getting to know you and your wife a lot more in the future.
And I appreciate you letting me go in first, because I get to go in and run around with a bunch of 11, 12-year-olds on ice for the next hour and a half. So I really appreciate it.
Hey, you know what? It's a dad life. And you know what's great is when you're well enough to do it. That's what's great. When you're well enough to really get out there with them and have some fun. So
absolutely.
All right, brother. We'll see you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, John. All right. Bye.
Next up, it's a great way to start the call, you guys. Lives transformed. Just awesome. Next up, we're going to hear from Mike's wife, Jamie, in a second. But first, we got someone who needs to get back to a basketball practice or game now, I believe. And that's Sarah Johnson Ohm. Are you out there, Sarah?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. I had some technical difficulties.
Mike, are you still there? Did Mike leave? Oh, Sarah, I blew it this time. Okay, we're gonna have to ask Jamie what Mike's passion is. That's my favorite question. It's probably coaching kids, but all right, Sarah, where are you calling from?
I am in Minnesota right now, and it's
Minnesota. And who introduced you to the ER Shred?
It was Adam Sisk. Yeah.
Man, he's on our board. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just kind of a fun way that I've gotten to know him. It was just through Facebook, and he has twins and I have twins, and he likes beer and I like beer, so I knew it was like, this is the guy.
Hey,
I mean, for real.
You guys really just met online like that. That's so cool.
He probably doesn't know that, but he started last fall, a year and a half ago, talking about the ER Shred, and I'm like, just a little curious, and yeah, so.
Oh, that's fantastic. So how long ago did you first try?
My first shred was last February.
February, okay. And before we go there, what is your passion?
Well, I am a middle school teacher, so my passion might be just helping crazy kids. Yeah. So, no, I think, obviously I do love teaching. Last couple of years have definitely had some challenges.
Yeah.
I love being outside. I can do anything outside, run, walk, sit.
Yeah.
I love looking at plants and stars and just whatever. So,
I love it.
and then being with my family. And that's where I'm coming and going from right now. So
beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. And you started in February, and what unfolded for you?
Yeah, so I thought I would just give it a shot. You know, it was kind of one of those New Year's things. Like, I just need to, you know, find myself again. And it was amazing. I absolutely loved the way that I was feeling. I've been a, like, Ionic Supreme has been my thing for 7 years or 6 years to that point. And that first shred, I told my family, I warned them, I said, I'm not going to have Ionics for 11 days. Just, I'm warning you. And it was amazing. And I couldn't believe how I felt after that. So I did another pseudo shred in March and then kind of fell off the bandwagon. I mean, it was just like, it was hard. School was still hard.
Let me ask a few questions. What else did you notice? You noticed you didn't, you know, you did well even without the Ionics.
Yeah.
And if you reintroduced Ionics, I hope that there was nothing problematic in that for you. I do really well on that. That is an adaptogenic elixir, you know, not an elixir, an adaptogenic super drink, if you will, that is great at helping your body adapt to stress. And I like that product. I do well on that product. So, but I'm sure you probably noticed it works even better, if anything. That's kind of one of the cool things about getting your system all reset, is things seem to work even better.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree. I was a little apprehensive about, like, saying goodbye to it forever, because it has been the thing that I've needed and loved and everyone else has loved, that I take it. But no, when I reintroduced that, it was great. So I was very thankful that was something that I could keep.
It's kind of cool how we can treat nutritional products the same as foods. It makes sense to me. It works for me. You know, why wouldn't it? Because they are, you know, if a good nutritional product would basically be designed to support nutritional deficiencies in our foods. It's that simple. So with that said, what other benefits did you realize after that initial shred? Did you drop pounds, inches?
Yeah, I dropped a lot. I dropped a lot of pounds. I mean, it's fun to say a number. It was like, I don't know, it's probably like 12 or 11. I think it's such a hard thing for women, because I'm 12 pounds heavier and lighter every month, you know? So it was hard for me to know really what that weight was.
Tell me what other benefits.
The inches were definitely lost. That was very noticeable. Another thing that was really noticeable is my knees. I've completed 3 full marathons, and last year I just would notice it, like my knees hurt going up and down the stairs. And so after those shreds, it was amazing how that inflammation wasn't there.
Wow.
And I've also seen when I've done a shred and I have like not, and when I just kind of fall back into those habits, those things hurt again. And I have to, like, remind myself, Sarah, you know what to do. You have the tools, you just have to do it. So I'm definitely human. I'm not, I mean, I started February of last year. I haven't done, 12 shreds, but I'm so appreciative of everything that I've learned in this group. So.
Oh, that's great. So if we fast forward from February till now, which is, we're almost knocking on a year, how have you done in terms of your food blueprint and maintaining and your health goals?
Yeah, I would say I'm still kind of in that work. I'm still obviously in that work in progress phase. I think my biggest challenge is finding ways to manage the stress and finding time for me. So I really do like when I'm doing that shred because I feel like it's like, no, this is my thing and I have to do that. Just again, I fall into that pandemic world of stress all around and not being able to like find me, you know? So that's one of the biggest things that I've appreciated, that having that and that specific focus that is, Sarah, this is your thing.
That is so cool. And I think that's cool to think about. Like I tell people, I would hate for anybody to think that they have to do anything. Like the way that we're doing this is we're kind of leaving it open-ended by design, because we don't want to pigeonhole people. We want people to feel like they are their own unique makeup and their own unique fit. With that said, you know, some people might want to do a shred every month. Some people might want to do a shred every quarter. Some might say, oh, I'm going to do it every 6 months. We don't care. That's not what this is about. This is about starting to feel yourself, to feel when you need to do it and how often. I really believe in that. So thank you for that. Is there anything else that you'd like to share before about your experience, or any encouragement for others, or have you noticed anything around your overall well-being? I know you talked about stress a lot, but what about your energy levels, your production levels, stuff like this?
Yeah, well, for sure. When I'm focused on the shred, that those 11 days, it's like it's happening. You know, the lists get made and things get checked off. So it's very easy to see when I sway a little bit. So
I love that.
I like the shred. I like the shred feeling a whole lot better. You're
kind of treating the shred like it's self-care, and I dig it.
And I think that's why it's so important for me right now. And that's why I've loved discovering it. So
that's so cool. So cool. Hey, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it.
It's a pleasure. We'll look forward to seeing you in the group.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay. All right, guys. Next up, of course, we have Jamie Haas. Are you out there? Am I saying Haas is right? I mean, right? That's it.
It's Haas.
Oh, come on.
It's the bad word with an H.
Haas, I got this. The bad word with an H, that's going to stick. That's easy.
Yep.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. It was fun to have Mike on here just a couple ago.
Yep.
So tell everybody where you're calling from.
So I'm calling from Billings, Montana also. I'm at the house. He was in his truck.
Very cool. And
Divide and
who
conquer.
introduced you to the ER shred?
So like he said, Nancy has been a friend. I don't even know how long it's been that we've just been within Isagenix together. And she had started following and looking into the ER shred probably a year ago, a good 6 months before I did. And she kept kind of giving me little snippets and stuff like that. And then I actually was interested. I was thinking about it. I was not one of those who jumped right in. Like I literally looked into it for 6 months. And I actually shared with Mike one night. I was out of town and I said, I'm thinking about doing this. What do you think? And I sent him the video and the information. And by the time I got home, he'd already started. And I was like, we're doing this. Like no more thinking, I took 6 months, he took 6 hours, and we were off. So yeah.
That's so cool. Okay, very cool. So, and what is your passion?
My passion, I love taking care of people and just making the world a better place. Like showing up. I was thinking, you posted that question and I was like, what do I have? I have little things I enjoy, but just really, I kind of live from this place of I want every day to make the world a little bit better, whether it's through my kids, whether it's through health, whether it's through smiling to a stranger. Just that's what lights me up for sure.
Yeah, I hear that a lot on this call. Like attracts like.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear that a lot on this call. You hear a lot of people say, I just like to uplift other people.
Yep.
Beautiful. Okay. And so you guys go on this crazy thing, the ER shred, right?
Right.
And...
Time out. Mike's passion. Before we skip there, Mike's passion, definitely hockey. He is, we actually met through hockey on a blind date.
Uh-huh.
And then now that he has a kid that's into hockey and coaching, that's like bringing the best of two worlds together for him.
Great. That's fantastic. I love that. All right, Jeannie. So you guys go on this crazy thing, and what unfolded? What took you by surprise? What result did you notice? You know, just kind of give us the whole
The story.
picture.
Yep. Well, I've been utilizing Isagenix and the cleanse and the ionics and all the things for about 6.5 years. And I mean, it's a staple. I can honestly say in 6.5 years, I haven't gone a day without something from going into my body, just because it's become truly a lifestyle.
Mhm.
And last winter, I got sick, and it just really threw me off. And you and I kind of talked about this, and I know you shared this a little bit on your page, that I remember talking to my doctor in February and saying, I don't feel good. I'm probably 80%. And I can tell you that most of the world probably operates at like 80%. I mean, when I first started feeling better, I was probably at 60%, and 80% was an improvement. But I said, I'm used to feeling 100%, and I'm not 100%. And so that's really where I started recognizing something. I needed to change something up. And of course, I thought about it and questioned it and looked into it. And the big thing is I was having stomach aches, like, you know, and we don't make any medical claims here, but I just was having stomach aches, and I was changing things, and it wasn't getting better. And so that's really what motivated me, is I thought, maybe if I do this, I'm going to figure out what it is, because I'm not someone who's had stomach aches my whole life. So something caused it, you know? And so when I jumped into the shred, that was my primary goal, is figuring out, like, I don't want to live with stomach aches every day. So
you understood that it literally is an elimination protocol. You approached it as such, which makes me so happy. I know it makes our other health professionals that are on the line, like Jesse and Susan's always on, like, it makes us so happy to hear that, because that's what it is. Like, everybody does get, they get excited about the weight loss. That's great, but it's an elimination protocol that's going to empower you.
Yep. And for me, it's funny. I actually, at the start of the call, I had to go back to the chat to figure out, like, how much weight did I lose? Because it wasn't about weight loss for me. I mean, I was up in weight, but I knew it was inflammation. Like, I could feel in my body, it was inflammation, and that was contributing. And so it truly was, okay, let's just reset. Like, let's try this. It's 11 days. I needed some mindset work to suck it up and handle it for 11 days. And I did everything. I mean, I truly I stopped taking my vitamins. I stopped the ionics. Like, I was like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it right the first time, because I want it to work. And that was huge for me. And even when I started adding things back in, like, I have the vitamin packs, and it was one at a time. I would open the pack and I would pull one out for 2 days, and then I would, and it was interesting. Some of the things that I found, a huge thing that I found that was a trigger for me, was carbonated drinks.
Yeah.
And I was drinking Arbia every day because I was exhausted. And I went from, like, it being a once in a while thing to just getting through the day. I was drinking Arbia every day. And, you know, that definitely was, I haven't had one since, I went from having them every single day, and I haven't had one since June.
Yeah.
And I did lose, which I was surprised. I actually lost 9 pounds, which that wasn't the goal, and I didn't anticipate. But I've kept it off too, which is another huge win.
So that is awesome. Owen's bringing me a ball for my back, because it just helps to have something to lean into here as I sit up for a while here. Well, Kate, so want to just say about the BIA, that is the cool thing about this protocol, you guys, is that no one product is going to be perfect for everybody. I also don't do well on the BIA. I've been very public about that. It's not that I have any desire to diminish, someone else's experience. It's just, to me, nutritional products are no different than food. It's like me sitting here and telling you I don't do well on peppers. Like, sorry, I don't do well on peppers. It's just the way it is. It's okay. Yep. So with that said, you do this elimination protocol. I want to know, how did the gut respond?
They went away. Like, they probably, for the last 6 months, I can count on one hand the number of times I've had stomach aches. And I figured out why. One of the things for me on that point is romaine lettuce. I figured out gives me stomach aches. every single time. And it was, I mean, I love salads and we'd have salads every day. But I'll do fine with like spinach or mixed greens. And so it was an easy switch. And, to the point of the BIA, the other thing that I felt really empowered by is that after 6 years, you kind of get into habits of things. There were things that I just started using and I knew at the time they had value, but things change, life changes. And I really got a lot of certainty around the things that I do utilize, like the Isagenix that was my first thing I added back in. Like that was the thing that I missed the most. But it was no longer, I was taking it because I just had a habit around it daily. Like it truly is something that when I put it in my body, I know why I'm putting it in my body and what it does.
You feel it more, don't you? You feel it.
Yep. Yeah. So those were kind of two things. And then, the carbonated drinks, it's the BIA, but then I would drink a lot of sparkling water. And those are things that I just figured out, like, for whatever reason, my body, and I did fine with them before, and something shifted last winter, and, but I can eliminate those to eliminate the stomach aches. Like that was,
it's a pretty good trade-off if you think about it. We could beat ourselves up and say, oh man, I have to go without, but in reality, I know where you're at. You've made that mental shift, as I have, as any true ER shredder has. The mental shift has switched, and you're going, I choose optimal health. I choose feeling my best.
Well, and I think that's one thing that's made it easy, as like Mike said, as we've had groups. I think we have, I don't know, 8 or 10 new shredders this month that are kind of in the group chat and they're trying it out. And it's that empowerment. Like, there is nothing that in ER shred that says I can't have romaine lettuce and I can't have BIA and I can't have carbonated drinks. I just know the consequences. And that's huge, to view life and feel life and food from a place of like, okay, I get to choose what I want to do and how I want to feel. And I just know the benefits either way, or the consequences.
Let me leverage that concept with you. Let me have you help me validate the concept, which is, what would you say to somebody, the average person who's watching this, and they're going, that scares the hell out of me, the thought of not knowing what to eat? The open-endedness, they want to be told what to do all the time. They want it all spelled out for them. How have you been able to do that with it? Because we actually don't. We have general guidelines,
right?
But it is, it is open-ended by design, because we want people to learn their bodies and we want them to have that level of individual empowerment. How have you done that?
I just take it's baby steps. I mean, for me, it was, like I said, it literally was, I didn't take a handful of vitamins and put them back in my body and then feel good or not feel good and then have to kind of backtrack. It just was one at a time. It was 2 or 3 things a day that I just started. And it was what I was missing. I mean, my first meal was a spinach and chicken salad, which I would have never 12 days before thought the thing I was craving most was spinach, was vegetables, but it's just, don't overthink it. Just take it one step at a time. You do the 11 days. And, even when I have people start, it's like, okay, focus on, they'll start getting into, okay, what does a cleanse day look like? I'm like, we're not there yet. Let's focus on day 1 and handle day 1. And then we go into day 2. And then we'll talk about what the detox days look like. And so by the time, so we don't even talk about after until, and I didn't even think about after until about day 10, when I started thinking through, how am I going to go through the next step? And so then from there, it is overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be, because you're not, what works. Like if you've had success on the 11 days, that the meat, you're fine with the meats, you're fine with the butter, you're fine with the shakes. So now you're just adding 1 or 2 things every day, and
what sustains, what can sustain life, and you can thrive on that fuel. And worst case, you've always got that base, don't you?
Yep, exactly. And so then from there, it's just, and I feel like more clear than ever, as soon as I had a salad with romaine lettuce, like I knew that didn't work, but I didn't have 4 or 5 things that I had to decipher through. I had things that were good that I knew were good for me. And I had the one thing that was different that I was like, okay, let's take that out.
Amazing? Like, I figured out just last week that yogurt is no bueno for me. Like, and I kept playing with it because I really wanted whole yogurt to work for me. But as our dear friend Warren C. once said, I love yogurt, but yogurt does not love me.
Yep. No, I think, and you make mistakes. And I think that's the other thing is like, when you do make those mistakes or you try and push something that you're like, I mean, and I've done it, like mixed nuts. I knew almonds were fine. And so then one day I was at the store and I got the mixed nuts. And then I kept noticing I had a stomach ache and I was like, okay.
Check your nuts, people. Check your mixed nuts, because oftentimes there's peanut oils, and the oils will really get you. Oftentimes it's the oils that they add to the nuts to keep them all shiny and fresh that really hits you like a mother.
Well, and it was easy because it was like, okay, well, something's in there, so let's backtrack. And actually, I think it was the cashews more than anything that.
Did you know cashews are a bean? Would you believe that? They're not a nut, they're a bean, and a lot of people find cashews problematic. And I don't do well on any beans.
Interesting. I didn't know that. I did not know that.
So anyway, I'm so grateful to have you here. What other non-scale victories did you notice?
Huge mental clarity. I mean, that's as being a mom and a business owner and a wife and doing life. That's huge for me. Like being able to wake up, and energy. That was another piece, is like being able to wake up and show up as my best self every day. And I know that's kind of a cliche term, but I genuinely mean it. Of when I get up in the morning, like I want to send my kids off to school with a smile on their face because their mom was in a good mood, like not because I was crabby and nagging them all day. And I want to, if I'm gonna, whatever I'm gonna do for the day, like I want to do it well and be a good wife and be a good, like just all of the things that happen between 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. And that mental, I always tell people the mom brain, like I had kids and I, started forgetting things, and the mom brain was there, and it was just normal. Like if you search mom brain memes, you're going to have pages and pages because that's just normal. And it's not normal. It doesn't have to be normal. It was my normal for a time in life. Like it's not my normal now. And so that, like showing up and then having the energy, like being the mom that can engage with my kids after school, not just, even tonight, my daughter and I were unloading groceries and we were feeding the chickens and just doing the things.
Chickens, you guys are my people. Okay.
We do have chickens. Although here's a funny story before we end. My chickens quit laying eggs like a couple months ago.
Yeah, they will.
I mean, yeah. But also like they have one job in life and they quit laying eggs.
Lay the damn eggs.
Exactly. So we haven't had eggs from them for months. I'm having to buy eggs. Okay. And I go out today. It's -3 here in Montana with wind chill. I go out today and it's our first egg in like 4 months and it's frozen.
No!
Like seriously.
You know what? I had some other weird switch go off in me because like when those eggs, like I watched an egg come out of one of my chickens yesterday, watched it come out, watched it hit the the box, and I felt it and it was warm, and there's some like native primal thing that was like, you need to eat that egg. It's just so fresh, and I just eat the egg raw. Like something weird's going on. I know that grosses a lot of people out, but just know that for me, it's like I feed my chickens the best quality feed I can get my hands on. And you know what I did? I noticed my chickens' egg production was going down, and I started feeding my chickens loads of venison every day, like a plate of venison every day. And my chickens are laying 5-6 eggs a day again. So
do you cook it?
No, perfectly raw. They're carnivores, yeah.
Right.
So chickens want to eat that stuff, and in the winter you got to up their protein intake if you want to keep the egg production up. So it's a little pointer. Hey, You know what? Thank you for all the people who you're helping with the ER shred. You talked about showing up for your children. If I remember correctly, it was Tim Scott or it was Dexter. It was one or the other last week had said, you know, I don't want to be one of those people that talks about, you know, I would die for my children. I want to live for my children every single day. And I thought it was so beautiful what you said about showing up every day. I want that for my children. I want my children to have that fond memory of me. I do have that fond memory of my mother. Any of you know my mother, you know why I have that memory of my mother. My mother would, even if she had to fake it, she's gonna make sure that she was a bright light in my life. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that she was always so happy and, you know, that beautiful feeling in the home. So anything else you'd like to add before we let you run?
No, just thank you.
How do you like the community? What do you think? Because you've been around these kinds of things for a long time. You've been around, you know, wellness, helping people, community, culture. What's your vibe with the community itself?
You know, that's the whole reason I reached out to you and we connected, is just to thank you for that. You know, that is one thing that, like you said, I've been around a long time, and in part of it, from my standpoint, when I'm supporting others on their journey, there's those people you connect with, and then there's those people where, like, I can give them the fundamentals, but sometimes that connection, it's just different. And naturally with Mike having the weight loss, like, he's attracted a lot of people because he has the pictures. Like, I can show my before and after pictures and they don't look much different. And so they don't get that same, but then sometimes I find that there's times like we're different and I don't know if I'm supporting them the best. And I love that they've been welcomed into this community, and the ER shred, it's just unique. Like, it's positive, it's uplifting, it's encouraging. It is that bright light when social media can get really daunting and it can be really negative. And not even social media, just there's a lot of communities right now and a lot of groups where, like, if you want to find the negative, it is there with bright lights and glaring. And I'm just really grateful that there is that positive space, and everyone's encouraged, no matter where they're at in their journey, no matter if they're new or they're lifers or anywhere in between, if they've had weight loss, like, it is just a very positive, uplifting, good place to be. So thank you guys all for that.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you for you and your husband, and thank you for all the people you've brought to the table who are showing up, because we had this vision of this bonfire, and like, we're like, whoa, man, like, I got my little fire over here. Jesse's got a little squirrel fire over here. Bob's got a little squirrel fire. Heather's got a little squirrel fire, you know, like, everybody's got their little fires, and we're like, God damn, like, this isn't that much fun. How can we make it fun again? And it's like, you know what, like, yeah, it doesn't matter what team you're in. Let's all chuck these let's throw these logs together and let's build a great big bonfire. And that's what we've done. And it's been the most fun thing that I've ever done professionally. And I feel like I've found my family is the best part for me, because, you know, when I left my faith, I lost a lot of community. I lost a lot of family even. It's tough. And it's crazy to see that no matter faith, don't matter, all of us in ER Shred, we are really like family, and we throw all that stuff out, you know, for the sake of the greater good and the purpose that we have here. We throw out all the garbage. It just doesn't have to exist. So, hey, thank you, Jamie. You're awesome.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Woo, you guys, you could tell Jamie came alive, and you know, this tag phrase "come alive," like, Jamie made me think of the words "come alive," and I think Lenny's even on the call, and Lenny was the one that was like, "Come alive," like, oh my gosh, I came alive, and he just kept saying it, and finally I was like, that's it, man. It's like people literally come alive, and what's cool is when they start to go, in turn, go wake up others. That's really fun. It gets fun, just like Jamie and Mike have been going and waking up others and helping others. It kind of takes on a whole new meaning. Next up, we've got, okay. I do know my password this time in case I get locked out of my note. All right, here we go. Is Cynthia Perez out there? Cynthia Perez.
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
How you doing, Cynthia?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Tell me this, where are you calling from?
Mansfield, Texas.
Oh, cool. That's a new one. Okay. And who introduced you to the ER Shred?
Tasha and Rick.
We did.
Yes.
Oh man, they're pretty good people. They're special.
They're really cool peeps.
Oh man, they're beautiful, man. Those are beautiful people inside and out. I love them so much. And they are hearts of ER Shred. We just absolutely adore them. So when did they introduce you?
Well, it was about, well, Tasha and I, we go way back. She's been my friend for many, many years, but they introduced me to the ER Shred, I want to say probably end of May, beginning of June last year.
Oh, very cool. It's been a while. Okay, awesome. And real quick, before I forget, what is your passion, Cynthia?
Well, my passion is more like a place.
What? Tell me what you mean.
It brings me joy and peace. So, yeah.
Okay, say that again. A place?
It's a place. No, what I say was the beach. I'm from Costa Rica, okay?
Oh, you are from Costa Rica. So you're like, my passion is home, Costa Rica.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Man. You know, we on our ER Shred board, I don't know if you know this, but we've got Colin Greenlaw and he lives over there and he does ER Shred from Costa Rica.
I know. Tasha told me that. I want to know
Cool.
how he's doing that.
Well, yeah, you should talk to him because he's got it figured out and he's living the dream and he does really well doing it. But most important, he fell in love with a local. They had a little baby that's just gorgeous, Grayson. Okay, tell me this. You're introduced to the ER Shred, and what was going on for you? Why were you looking for something, and what unfolded for you?
Well, we go back on December of 2020. There was a lot health issues that was happening to me. Also, you get, it was just physical, it was mental, it was depression, it was a whole lot. And then by February, after doctor visits and blood work, figured out that, I was developing a liver fatty disease. So it got to the point where I was told that I had to lose at least 10 pounds. Like, I have to do that. Like, you got to do that. And I was very heavy. I was the heaviest I was probably in my whole entire life. So it was really bad. So I knew that I have to do something, that I have to make a change. And I was like, I'm going to try it. And I did it. And it was great. And
what results did you experience?
Well, of course, the main thing was losing the weight, right? I needed to start there for many reasons, because I didn't want to start taking medication, and it was many things that it was happening. It was just not only with my liver, but it was also me physically, like not being able to go for a walk because, my knees were hurt, or do something that I was able to do maybe a couple years ago. So there was a lot of stuff happening internally with my body that it needed to change. So of course, losing the weight was great. And then after I did that, then I wanted to do it again. And I wanted to do it again and again and again. It was just that, once you start feeling that your body's coming back, it's just, you don't want to stop.
It's pretty motivating, isn't it? So how much weight did you lose, if you don't mind me asking, in the initial protocol?
In the initial, I think it was about, I want to say 8 or 9.
And did you happen to measure as well?
I tried to measure, but then I forgot.
No problem. And so 8 or 9 pounds, and then that was May or June, right?
Yes.
And then you keep going with this, and how much have you lost to date then?
as a last shred that we finished last week, I finished last week, I have lost a total of 37 pounds.
Hey, oh my gosh. Wow. Congratulations, my friend. Wow. Wow. I didn't expect that. I didn't know that. And I didn't expect
It
that.
was a lot. It was a lot. It was
And
so.
was it hard? I mean, was it punishing? Did you have to like grit your teeth and do this, or how did it feel doing this?
Well, the first one, I think I was very motivated in the first one, and I did suffer a little bit. Just, I don't know. I think it was, I don't know, maybe just you can, sometimes your mind can play trick games and you want to do it, but your body's like, it's crazy. So it can be hard. But then, I did it, and then I lost weight, and I'm like, okay. Then I think I waited a month, and then that's when I did it again. But now when I do it, I don't suffer. I know that, like after the holidays,
You're thriving, right? Like the mental part is dialed in, like I'm thriving. I'm really thriving.
Yes. And then, yes, like I was saying, after the holidays, when I started on January 3rd, I was so looking forward. I'm like, I cannot wait to start, because my body needed it. You can feel your body was like, we need to get rid of all this junk that you have put in for the last month. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is so cool. So what other non-scale victories did you notice? Do any come to mind?
Inflammation.
Mm-hmm.
100%. Like now I can get on the treadmill and run 2 miles and not having any.
You've gotten physically active as well?
Yes. Then I became very active. I was able to, go work out. So I'm trying to stay active 5 days a week. I can sleep finally. Sometimes I will be up 12, 1, 2 in the morning. And now I just go to bed and go to sleep.
Yeah, that's cool. Susan's gonna love to hear that, because she loves all that holistic, all that good stuff. Can you, do you use that sleep spray, or do you just sleep well without it?
I just sleep well without it.
That's cool. Okay, I like that too.
Yeah.
Tell me this. What about your mood? What about your overall outlook? You just seem like such a happy person. Has it had any benefit there?
Yes, I think I'm more chill. I think I'm more relaxed. I'm more at peace. I'm not so like, I have a teenager daughter, which sometimes can drive me crazy, but sometimes I'm like, pick your battles, right? Like, okay.
I love this. I love this.
Yeah.
I hear this a lot, actually, Cynthia. You're not crazy. I hear hey, I just feel like I have a different vibe, and people are telling me like, yeah, I like this version of you a lot better. And you're like, what version? I don't know. Whatever you're doing lately, you just have a chill, cool vibe, and I like it. And so I think that I've noticed that myself a lot too. I think I like who I am more. I like my temperament more. I'm sure my children do as well.
Yeah, for sure. And the other thing that I noticed that I didn't realize until recently, I used to have to take medicine because I have like a really bad acid reflux. So everything that I was eating, it was always something. And then I noticed like a month or 2 ago, I was like, I'm not having those things anymore. Like it just, just came to my mind.
I'm telling you, it's the miracle of the body. It is absolutely the miracle of the body. Once you start to eliminate culprit foods from your diet, all we can say is that really good things start happening. And so whatever might have been causing that, that's really the miracle of this, is that it teaches you how to avoid those things, right?
Right.
So cool. I love this. Hey, thank you so much. I want to invite you to participate and play in our group. And because I think that everybody would love to get to know you more. And just as with everybody else, I just hope that you feel welcome. And I am a little bit, we don't have time tonight, but, tell you what, Rick, Tasha, do me a favor. We don't have time tonight, but put out a little video or a post, if you would, and just talk about how it feels to hear Cynthia's transformation and what you've, I mean, essentially, you got to realize that she looks at you and says, you did this for me. And then you're going, no, you did it. You did the work. You're the hero. But she's like, yeah, but you didn't have to teach me about this. You didn't have to cheer me on. You didn't have to, you didn't have to show up for me. And that's the magic of what we do, because I know how good it feels. I know how good it feels. Cynthia, thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Sean, we'll totally do that. We'd be happy to do that. She's my sister from another mister. I love this girl. She's completely redefined herself. She's got the biggest heart I know. Unfortunately, her husband Carlos can't be on tonight. He'll be on next week, but yeah.
No problem. And you mentioned another one. His name's Keith.
Dr. Keith Schlepper. Yep.
Dr. Keith on?
Yes.
Yep, he's here. Hello.
Hey, Dr. Keith, how you doing?
I'm doing
Dr.
good.
Keith Schlepper?
He's very good.
All right, man. Nice to meet you. And you are a friend of Tasha and Rick's. And just tell me, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Minnesota.
Cool. And
Where
who the
20 below
superheroes
right
are
now.
What was that?
Oh, Montana said it was 3 below. We're 20 below, so we got you beat.
Oh my goodness. Ouch. That just hurts, man. For me to even think about that right now. So, Dr. Keith, what's your line of work?
Chiropractor.
Chiropractor, very cool. And how long you been doing that?
17, 18 years now.
A heck of a long time. Well, it's neat to have you on. I'm excited to hear how they introduced this to you, and I'm excited to hear what unfolded for you. So give us an idea of what's your passion?
Besides chiropractic?
Yeah, or you could say chiropractic for sure.
Yeah, chiropractic definitely. I love reading and I love lifting weights.
Oh,
So
very cool,
working out.
man.
Yeah.
Good.
So I used to do powerlifting.
Oh, did you? And how are you holding up after all that powerlifting? How's your body?
Good. Very good. I started yoga, and that really made a difference. And you had told me 7 years ago I'd be doing yoga, I thought you were nuts. So it definitely does help, and I'm amazed. So.
Oh man, that's great. So ER Shred, were you open to it right away, or how did that happen?
I was not. I did the other one first.
Mm-hmm.
I lost 18 pounds on that Isagenix diet.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, this is just too much meat, not enough veggies. And I waited and waited. Finally, the first one I did pretty good. Lost about 12, 15 pounds. Then we did another one. I didn't follow that as close. I had some bad news that happened. So I kind of fell off the wagon on that one, but I still kept most of the weight off. I feel good. And I noticed that when I eat the bad foods, if you get that emotional one once in a while, my body eliminates it now. It doesn't hold on to it. So the cool thing is my body recognizes the bad stuff, and it's like, it just dumps it out of your system.
So Doc, cool, way cool. And I want everybody to just know that's part of the R in ER Shred, because you reset, and sometimes, not always, but sometimes something that was a culprit for you, it can't, and it doesn't mean it can't work. I mean, once you really hard reset that body, just like you could have a program on your phone that's corrupting your phone, you do a hard reset on the phone, reintroduce the software, and it works better. And I think that's what you're pointing out.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's kind of cool that your body doesn't hold on to any of that stuff that you used to in the past. And it recognizes it. This is bad. It doesn't serve me, and it leaves. So it's really cool.
I love that. How long ago was it that you first started?
I was with Cynthia and Carlos, and we did a 4-guy, Rick, Carlos, and one other guy, and we all did one on our own. 11-day. I think Cynthia was in on that one, but it was mostly the guys, 4 guys, and I lost 18 on that one. Yeah. And then I just maintained the shakes. I like the shakes, and then we got talked into doing the shred, and it took a while to get you to accept the idea of a meat and butter, and okay, this is gonna work. But
Yeah.
I noticed my body feels better with protein versus carbs. And I've read a bunch of stuff on protein and healthy fats. So I'm like, all right, I'll give it a shot. And
Yeah.
it turned out pretty good.
Did you ever have that moment where you kind of felt different in terms of efficiency, energy wise? I noticed when my body really did go fat adaptive, all of a sudden I started to feel like a bionic human. Like I almost feel like I started to realize what our primal ancestors probably felt like when they were just fueled with whatever they were supposed to eat, whatever was available that they discovered they thrived on. Did you ever have that moment where you noticed that shift in performance or energy?
I know I sleep better, but I slept pretty good anyways. I just noticed I'm more awake when I get up to work out at 5 in the morning, that I'm just ready to go. I don't need to just lay there and wait 5 minutes to get up. And I basically go from 5 in the morning till 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night. And I'd have to schedule a nap in about noon, 11:30, just to get that 10 minutes in to get going for the rest of the day. And I notice I don't have to do that almost never anymore since I started this
Wow.
or the Isagenix and the shred.
That's incredible. That's
Different.
awesome. Any other non, how much have you lost overall then? Did I ask?
Yeah, it's probably a little over 30 pounds.
Congratulations. That's
and then,
incredible. And did
you
you
know-
notice how much you lost around the waist?
Actually now I did about 2 inches. I took a measure at first and dropped, what was it? 7 or 8% body fat from the first one. But now with this new style of eating, I'm noticing my body's changing. I'm not really losing weight.
Composition's changing.
Yep. My shoulders, chest is
Yeah,
getting
man, I see
solid.
it. I mean, it's my game, and you've got the, I see your build, and I know you still lift, don't you?
Yes, sir. But I was trying to wear a really loose shirt so you wouldn't notice that. But apparently it's not that loose.
I like it, man. I like it.
Yeah,
It's
lifting's my passion. So
that is so awesome, man. Grateful for you. Grateful you came on. Tell me, just for the sake of all of us, like, would you be likely to refer your patients to something like this?
yeah, and that's why I'm working on that with Tasha and Jan, and
That's great.
it's just finding time, making time. I got to start scheduling more time in my schedule to do it, and saying no to people that want to interfere in that time so I can get this going. And then the other part is do probably one more shred and make sure people see it, that it is happening, that it's possible. Because I like to be the person that did it. So it's like, I don't want to just talk the talk. I want to walk the walk, and more of a doer. So I'll do one more, and then I'm going to start introducing it like crazy. And,
man,
if I can do it at 55, you can do it. So.
Respect, man. Respect. You're an ER Shred warrior now. We love having you. I hope you come play in the group with us. It was an honor to have you on tonight as a health professional, and to kind of, have you share, to share your experience, and your endorsement means a lot to us. Thank you.
All right. Perfect. Thank you.
All right, my man. All right. I think we have one more. Well, that was cool. That's rare when you have a health professional. We don't pay for that, of course. But it means a lot when a health professional with that kind of background and training, it does mean a lot to us. I want everyone to know that we're grateful. Thank you. If I feel like we had one more, Nicole Berger. Are you out there, Nicole?
Hi, Sean.
Hey, Nicole. So we let you go last like you requested.
Awesome. Thank you.
Oh, man. How you doing? Where are you calling from?
I am calling from Des Moines, Iowa.
All right. And who introduced you to ER Shred?
So it's kind of a group. My sister lives in Montana. So she did it in September, and then she got me on in October, but also Kathy Peters is a big support.
Kathy got the heart this week.
Yep, absolutely. So
thank you, Kathy. Kathy's the heart of ER Shred. Tell me this. You hear about ER Shred. Well, what's your passion? I need to know that.
Oh gosh. My passion used to be tennis. I've coached tennis pretty much my whole life.
So cool.
And now I have little kids, and I have to say it's kind of switching to more quality time with my family, as well as I guess my personal health. I've had some health issues, so
Okay,
really
cool.
really getting things turned around for myself right now is probably the most important.
Well, you know, to this year, our motto, discover you in 2022. I hope people take that very serious, because we're approaching that with a lot of depth, not just like, you know, it's all about me. It's all about me. It's like, no, it's not all about you. Discovering you could very well be all about, you know, it could be all about helping others. It could be a lot of things, but
Right.
tell me this. So you go on this crazy thing called the ER shred. What unfolded for you?
I was sick. I was really like, when I went 8 days of really deep detoxing where
Have you ever done anything like this before?
Yeah, I have. I've done it, but more plant-based,
Yeah,
but
okay.
still based, but definitely like I did one where I was 21 days of really fruits and vegetables only, and then you started introducing meat back, and
Interesting. How'd you do on that?
I was really sick on that too.
Yeah. And so what would you, I mean, we'll get to this in a minute. What unfolded? Because I would like to know what's different in terms of your experience, this versus that. But what unfolded on ER Shed? You're sick. You say you're detoxing. Had you ever gone fat burning for fuel? Had you ever done that before?
So I had kind of played around with keto a little bit. But what ended up happening is I started getting kidney stones.
Oh, interesting. I've heard this before a lot. Yep.
So that was the big thing when my sister kept introducing it to me. I'm like, I don't think I can do this.
I've heard that a lot around keto. I've never heard it with ER Shred, and it's been, you know.
Yeah, and I don't have any problems as far as my kidneys with ER Shred. And actually, my gallbladder's feeling better. My lungs are feeling like, it's just, things are really, really improving. So
what? How long has this been happening? The improvements since October?
Yeah, so I started in October. But yeah, I would say like, so I'll give you, for instance, like I went out to California and went skiing like 2 weeks ago. And in the past, like I just couldn't go at 9,000 feet. Like my lungs would not keep up. And I had no issues. Like my legs were keeping up, my lungs were keeping up, my oxygen level was fine until I tore my calf muscle. But that's a different story.
Oh no, you had an accident. Oh no.
Yeah, so I got crutches now. But yeah, so no, I was like, this is awesome. I haven't felt this good in 8 years. So
okay, so did you kind of had that come alive experience, didn't you?
Yeah, I've had it multiple times. Even though I was detoxing that first 11 days, like I would say probably day 9 or 10, my mom, like my mom and I do a lot together, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, like you have so much more energy. Like what's going on right now?"
Oh my gosh, very cool, very cool. So what kept you on board though? I mean, did you just feel like were you trusting someone that said, please just stick with it? Was it suck it up, buttercup from Jesse? What kept you going?
So originally it was, I had this huge, like, I want to lose weight. I want to lose inches. I want to gain muscle mass, like this huge thing. And that's all shifted. Yeah. Now it's all, I want to be healthy. I want the energy level. I want to sleep at night. Definitely brain function improvement.
We need to know what helped it shift.
Yeah. So
what helped it shift? What shifted your mentality?
Just knowing that this isn't like a diet. Like it's more about nutrition and fueling your body with the right things, rather than getting to the certain weight or, looking good in this dress or whatever it is.
Yeah. So cool. So cool. Thank you for that. That's awesome. So for you, what other non-scale victories did you notice?
Probably, hold on, let me see my list. One is my pain. So I've always had, since I've been pregnant, I had low back pain. And so that's been 6 years now, and that's gone. Like that's just, it doesn't happen. And it, honestly, if I eat something really bad, like if I have a couple bites of a cookie or something, that comes back instantly. Like it's just like, yeah. So that's one of them. Probably the best one is just my mood. Like
Tell me about the mood. I want to know all about the mood.
I laugh more. I play with my kids more. Like my clean house isn't the most important thing. It's more like spending time with people. So yeah.
Oh, man, it's cool. You're giving me those feels, because there's so much more here than just weight loss. And I just want to thank you for that, because there's a lot of people out there tonight, actually, believe it or not, that need to hear that. And they need to not get so fixated on the weight loss, and they need to trust. So what else has unfolded for you because you trusted, because you stuck with it, and have you been rolling since October? Have you done multiple shreds then?
I was pretty strong on it until about Thanksgiving. And then from there we traveled quite a bit and we went here and there. And at that point, I want to say I was 80-20. Like I didn't gain a whole bunch of weight back. I didn't go crazy. Right. But now I'm back on like, this is really, really strict. I need to get to the next level with it.
Oh, that's so cool. And you understand that we want you in the group. We want you showing up in the group. We want you, all the wins and all the challenges and all the questions. We want it all, right?
Right. Yeah. And I love the group's awesome.
Oh,
I mean,
good.
I love anything about, health and nutrition and how people are feeling and the whole bit. It's just really, really good.
Oh, that's great. Well, congratulations, my friend, on everything. I just so grateful for you. Did I ask you how much you have lost altogether? I don't know if I asked you.
So my scale is upstairs and on my notes upstairs. And
hey, if you don't know, I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying?
So, and right now, because I haven't been working out and all that sort of stuff, like I don't really want to know.
let me say this. I don't really need to know either. I know for a lot of people, it's very motivating, but if you're in that mental space where you're like, that thing's not serving me, then I would encourage you to stick with that. I haven't weighed in over a year.
Awesome.
I don't know what I weigh. Nobody's going to come pick me up. It doesn't matter. Hey, thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
My pleasure, you guys. So that's what we've got for tonight. Jesse, if you're out there, I would love to hear you close us out. Jesse's our ER Shred ambassador around the nutritional protocol. And he does a lot of coaching and support around this. So, and also guys, tomorrow night, just so you know, Bob Sivright has a call tomorrow night, 30 minutes later than this start. He'll have tomorrow night, Lenny Evans, Colin Greenlaw, and Crystal Escobar, my wife, and they're all going to be talking about how they reach people and how they, what gives them that gusto. Where's it all born from to reach out beyond themselves and to do that and help other people. So I hope you can get on there. You out there, Jess?
What's up, Dan?
Hey, buddy.
What's happening?
Great testimonials, right?
I'm trying to process all of this along with all this other information I've been learning and sharing with you as you and I dive in and have our talk pretty much daily and talk about all these people and these crazy transformations. And I just, just to highlight so people understand, right? And I hope the doc is still on, because this is why I believe from a health professional standpoint, every person on this planet needs to understand the power of what food can do. We preached it from day one, like you as a human being, you are the amazing tool. You are the amazing vehicle. You are the amazing human being. I need you to really believe that. And when you start to believe that, you start to hear these amazing stories of people having complete and total mind shift transformations. People in health coaching, Sean, I've been coaching for years, I did it to myself. And it's like, how many times do we hear people say, like, I need to get healthy. I want to lose weight. I'm going to build lean muscle. I'm going to, and that's just followed up with nothing. And I don't believe it's because people are lazy. I don't believe it's because people are bad people. I don't believe it's because people don't want to do it. I just believed that they weren't in the right tribe. You know, the more I learn about coaching, the more I dive in, I just, you know, I'm going into being a national board certified health coach now. Like, it fascinates me to understand the thinking and mindset and logical behind this. And it's so amazing that people that don't typically take action are not only taking radical action because they feel good. That's the beautiful thing. Like, it's the feel good feeling. Like, people are like, I don't care how much I weigh. That is like songs from above shining down on me from my standpoint. You understand? Like, this is what it's all about. Like, this is what creates lifelong, lasting change for people. This is something I've dreamed of being able to do for people because I had it myself. And I know you've experienced, Sean. And when you have that feeling, you're like, oh my God, people need to feel this, right? This is where this non-pushy, this magical ripple effect starts to go. And all of a sudden you want to tell everybody because you realize that, holy crap, I didn't even know how bad I felt until I didn't feel that bad anymore. And everybody that I actually really love, they need to feel this too, because we just need that. Like, we deserve that. It's our birthright, for crying out loud. And people are waking up and doing that. People are believing in themselves. This touches near and dear to my heart. You know my struggles, Sean, for years and years and years. You believed in me for more years than I even believed in myself, for crying out loud. Like, people are believing in themselves. And it's the most grateful feeling ever. You know what I mean? Like they'll send these messages and I'm like, that's not me. That's not Sean. That's you. Like, that's you. Like, we're just running alongside you like somebody did for us. And it's just such a, like, this is our whole community. You guys sense this in every story and everything. Like, everybody's so magical, everybody's so different, everybody's on their own journey, but we're all on that common goal of just, we deserve it. We want to feel good. We deserve to feel good. Like, and it's such a cool thing to be a part of, you know? You know, and I mean, have you ever noticed anything like this in the realm of this industry at all? Have you ever noticed people talking about, I've been doing this for a year and I can't wait to come back? Like, there's not even a sign of quitting. It's like, we keep asking, like, how do you give up the Twinkies? How do you give up the Oreos? How do you give up alcohol every single day when you were drinking it as your crutch? Because that's you truly believed. You truly sold yourself on the belief that you needed that to survive each day. Now, when you look back with a clear mind and you think about that, that is like redonkulousness if you actually think about it. I need to poison myself every day. That's like, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm sharing this because I want you guys to realize, like, when I look at the scope of this and the depth and the empowerment and all these things that we talk about, this is how my brain flashes. And if you're not realizing these things, like, you want to know why I'm jacked up every day and why I'm so, like, this is like, I send Sean message. I'm like, my body's tingling. Like, I can't work right now. I almost fell off a 12-foot ladder. Like, I sent him a message. I had this epiphany on a 12-foot ladder the other day. Remember that? Like, I'm nonstop. Like, and when you get engulfed like that, like we're seeing, it's just the most magical thing. Like, I'm just so grateful to be a part of it. Like, people are remembering that it's a journey. They're realizing it's not a diet. They're realizing it's not about fitting in a stupid black dress. Like, yeah, that's cool too. But if I feel amazing, I understand that's going to happen. And it's just, you know, all those things are just such an awesome thing. So I just wanted to leave it with that. And I know it's late, but can I share one last quick story that's really magical?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yes.
And this has nothing to do with humans. And I'm going to leave it like this. And I'm going to let your imagination put this together because I had this realization. Anybody have dogs? Raise your hand. I can see all of you. Does anybody have animals? Okay. Would you literally not like run in front of a train for your dog? Like, you know what I mean? Okay. So I have a pit bull mix and I have a yellow lab. And I would do anything for those dogs. And we all know how much money it costs to go to the vet, right? Like, you don't leave the vet without spending like $600 on like the low end. It's just like, oh, hey, by the way, that CAT scan is like $550 for the and I'm like, what? You know, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay. And my dogs were having some issues. My Pitty was having some issues. She's throwing up on my couch every now and then. He's peeing extra. I'm like, what is going on? Like, I'm buying my dogs what I thought was good quality food. And you know, Sean, I fell into the same pitfall I did as a human many, many years ago. And I had to, like, it's funny how we just kind of let these certain things just kind of like evade us. So I want to share the story with you because I want to open your minds a little bit more. I want you to keep asking why. I want you to keep questioning everything and don't listen to the first person that comes back with the rebuttal. My dogs were suffering. My dog could not go to the bathroom. He literally had to go and he couldn't go. I was sitting there. I was like, oh my God, you poor dude. Like, I don't know what to do for you. They can't talk to me or whatever. I started doing some work. I said, wait a minute. I said, a damn dog is a descendant of a wolf. Do you understand that those little dogs, like we created that as humans, like trace that ancestral track back, my friends, and you have a wolf. You have a wolf. Wolves hunt in packs. Wolves take down prey. Wolves eat the organs and the bloods and the vitamins and the, like wolves know how to survive in harsh, right? And I said, wait, what am I doing? And I looked and I was buying this Rachel Ray kibble. And I realized that the digestive tract of the dog is very short and they can take some bacteria and they can handle some things. And I said, what happens if I just stripped it all away and I took out all the inflammatory things that could be screwing up my dog's digestive tract? And I just gave him what my dog was meant to eat. And I did all this research like I always do, right? And I'm willing to go first, obviously. And I posted it and people came back and like, oh my God, dogs need grains and this and that and the other. And I searched all that and I was like, oh my God, am I going to kill my dog? And you know, what's going on? And I made sure, you know, I spent a little more. I'm very thankful that I'm in that place, but I switched the kibble to this really high grain-free, only 2-ingredient product that's basically raw food. And I gave my dogs literally butcher box, so grass-fed, grass-finished. I gave them a 1/4 pound of raw hamburger in the morning and a 1/4 pound of raw hamburger at night. No joke, within 3 days, my entire dog's digestive system flipped around and he's now never had a problem going to the bathroom. His poop is regular. It doesn't smell like I don't feel like I want to die when I go to pick it up and clean up after him because the smell was so horrific. And I just want to share that story with you. Like, it was instant pushback. Oh my God, dogs. Like, and I'm thinking, oh my God, we're brainwashed. Like, I'm willing to play because I've seen so much happen. So I want you to take that story and I want you to say, you know, that's a dog, right? Obviously, we're humans. We're a little bit more intricate. We have we have different systems. But I want you to think, like, what's really made for me as a human? Where did I come from? How did I develop? How did I grow into the human of today versus the human of 3 million years ago, 2 million years ago, and so on and so forth? And I want you to really take that journey a little deeper. For those of you that are doing so amazing, like, I know you can go more. Take it a little deeper and play and keep experimenting. There is no right and wrong. There is no right and wrong. I need you to understand that. Keep your fundamentals of your foundation of health and everything else is going to follow. Keep tapping in, keep the mindset right, keep experimenting, keep playing, keep diving into these stories and asking those questions. And I guarantee you that this is still just the beginning of a magical surface that you're scratching. I know because I've lived it, I've been through it, and I want to share it all with you guys. And I know Sean does too, but there is even more. There is even more and more and more. Is there ever an end journey? No, there's never an end journey. There's never an end journey. It's just the destination, a place, a stepping stone to keep getting you going. Why? For the sole purpose, my friends, that you freaking deserve everything. Everything at the highest level, you deserve that. And that's what I got for you today.
Thank you, Jesse. Thank you. I'm going to unmute it. I'm going to let everybody clap for you and all these heroes tonight. Jesse is awesome, as always. Thank you,
everybody.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Jesse and everyone.
Thanks,
Love you
Jesse.
guys.
Everybody who shared.
Thanks,
Excellent
Jesse.
share,
Thanks,
guys.
Sean.
Excellent.
Thanks
Bye.
for the
Appreciate
share.
you guys. We'll see you in the group.
Got to bring baby Grayson back.
Oh, where's baby Grayson?
I love all you guys. I got to run to soccer. Not soccer, it's basketball tonight. Basketball.
Keep them straight, Sean. Keep them straight.
Hey, John, Bob, love the car license plate.
Thank you guys.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. Bye.
I'll call you, Lisa. I'll call you on my way to basketball.
Good night.